job is a God-given job. I always remind leaders, as I do to myself, leadership comes from God. And Chairman, what you have in your remarks, there should be no dichotomy, no rift. And for you members of parliament, you come to us, the people, and for us religious leaders, even when you are working hard, looking for campaigns, you desire our prayers, and indeed we pray for you. So we are partners, we are friends. And when some are tempted to misuse the word politics, we have to forgive them. If you go and look for the meaning of politics, it is the art, it is the science of governing people. And so why should you say a clergyman should not be involved in politics? We are all politicians in our own right. You see, we all govern people, and for us, ours is a divine calling. We don't look for votes, but God appoints us. If you see a priest, a clergyman looking for a position of leadership to be a bishop and campaigns, that's a wrong one. You should not elect him because that is not the way. It is only members of parliament who come down to look for votes, but for us, it's a divine calling. And when there is a vacancy, a seat for a particular diocese, we pray and we get candidates, and the House of Bishops pray. And if it was in Rome for the Pope, you see the white smoke. And for us, when the Spirit leads us and we get one person from the two candidates, then that becomes a bishop without paying in money, doing anything. So leadership in both cases comes from God, and we are all leaders, and we need to work together. So when we hear that statement, let religious leaders leave politics, politicians, I encourage them to go back and study what politics is. It's not looking for votes and going to parliament. It's more than that. Handling God's people, knowing that you are responsible, and all of us leaders need to be accountable, because the one who put you there in parliament, who put me in the leadership position in church, will ask me to be accountable. In our country we have Inspector General of Government, and civil servants and other people always get scared. But this is the way the government wants to monitor and see what is happening. Let me remind you all, as I remind myself, that we have the Inspector General of Heaven. Amen. The Inspector General of Heaven, who sees what we do in parliament, in religious leadership, in politics, farmers, businessmen and women. We have to remain aware that there is the Inspector General of Heaven who sees all secrets. What you do here in parliament, what do you do when you are in your constituencies, how you represent your people, how I represent God's people, and how I use the authority and mandate God has given me. And the same applies to you. So friends, when you hear the church making some statements, how do you know that those are not prophetic statements? So we shall continue to use our prophetic mandate and to speak and correct and advise. But it has to be in love and sincerity. And if you see anybody doing it for the sake of doing it, then, but also listen, because God speaks through his people, through circumstances, through situations, and therefore the church and the church leaders will continue to use their prophetic mandate to talk about issues and situations so that we can all listen to God.